Hi, cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Bold and the Beautiful edition. All right, guys. Today is Tuesday, October the 18th, 2022. On a scale of 1 to 10, y'all know how we do. I'm going to give this one a 6. For me, it just wasn't, it just didn't do it for me. But we'll see what you guys think. Okay, so we start off with Thomas, and he's like, Thomas, she's married. This is the second time he told himself that you can't be thinking about Hope. So I said, well, sir, did you have a daydream yesterday or not? So I'm guessing from the way they said this, it was just a daydream and he didn't actually kiss her. But I'm so confused. I don't know, because it seemed like it was real yesterday, but he was just like, you can't be daydreaming about kissing Hope. And I said, are you daydreaming? Like, is it a fantasy? Or is this a daydream as far as you remember that you did it kiss last night? I don't know. But then we see Steffi comes and he's just like, well, and she was like, well, what? And he says, what was it like seeing our parents together? It's just like, oh my gosh, Thomas, it's finally happening. It's finally happening. Our mom and dad are together. Brooke is out of dad's life forever. I said, child, I mean, oh gosh. Y'all really finna sit here and have us watch them just celebrate their mommy and daddy being back together? They said yes. Oh, okay. So Thomas and Steffi are just elated that their parents are together. They're so happy. They're through the moon. But she keeps saying stuff like, you see, integrity and dignity wins out. I said, now, girl, Taylor is my girl, but you're not gonna sit here and act like Taylor wasn't running after that married man because she did. Just like Taylor always talking about, I'm not the homewrecker. I leave that to Brooke. Girl, you couldn't wait. Like, you, as soon as Ridge said, I choose you, you got right up in them sheets with Ridge. So don't come acting like you're just above it all when it comes to, or acting like your mother is above it all when it comes to morals and character and integrity, because she wasn't. She was going hard after Ridge. Now Thomas is hearing that and he's kind of looking like, because at the end of the day, he know that did not win Ridge over for Taylor. He had to manipulate this whole situation. And baby, I wish Sheila Carter would find it. Like, that would be the storyline for me. If Sheila found out what Thomas did and she was blackmailing him, that would be such a twist, considering that he knew about her and the champagne, because he wouldn't tell. If Sheila knew, he wouldn't even tell Sheila was alive, I feel, because he wants his parents to be together so badly. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think, because that's pretty much it with them, y'all. They're just so happy that their parents are together. And then we see Thomas once again think about how he is the one who called CPS on himself and blamed it on Brooke. So a part of him is just like, yes, I'm so happy our parents together. Our life is together. When he's talking to Steffi, they're just like, we have the children. Now they're going to see our mom and dad in a healthy relationship. It's a great thing for us. It's a great thing for our parents. But Tom is still thinking about how he was the one and he manipulated all of this. And I just can't wait for it to come out. I honestly was hoping that they wouldn't drag this out, but it feels like they're going to drag this out. So we might not find, no one might find out the truth until December. And even that might be sooner than what I'm like. It might be further away for them to drag this out than what I'm thinking. But I'm hoping at least by December they would have wrapped up this storyline. But who knows? And they also talk about their parents can get married now. I said, child, don't nobody want to see that boring couple. And Taylor, my girl, but they're boring. Even Ridge, you got with her one good time and you are already looking out into the distance thinking about Brooke. Let's go to Katie and Carter. So she has left her phone overnight and he has her phone. So she goes in his office and everything. She was like, I was looking for my phone. And he was like, I have it. And she said she was going to text him because he upped her international budget and all that. And she was like, so she wanted to text him, thank you. And he was like, no problem. And so then he starts talking about Quinn, about how he just can't believe it's over with her. she was the love of, he thought she was the love of his life. He said, I was at the altar ready to marry a girl that wanted to be with me, but you didn't want to be with her. Like, all you was gonna do is bring heartbreak to Paris. Like, you didn't need to marry her. He said, but then I didn't do it because of Quinn. And now she says she doesn't want family. She doesn't want children, to be married. And she doesn't want to hold him back. So she left. And I'm sorry. I don't care if Quinn left because, and said, I don't want to do any more scenes. But they didn't, from what she stated, Rena said they told her they were going to put her on reoccurring. They had no script for her. They had nothing for her to do. So while they still had her, why didn't they wrap her up? I don't know. I just think it's a disservice the way they're just acting like she just ran off and left. I don't know, but that's just my way of thinking. Let's move on. So he's just saying that, he told Quinn he didn't care about none of that. They didn't have to have children and get married. He just wanted to be with her. And she said, no, he deserved better than that. And Katie says, you do deserve better than that. You do. And so I just want you to find someone. He says, oh, I thought I found them. She said, well, maybe they're already in your orbit. I'm paraphrasing, and you just don't know it. I said, well, Katie, just put a sign on that says pick me. Just go ahead and put the sign on, girl. But he says, yeah, and then she gets to telling him, you're a successful man, a lawyer, a businessman. You're sweet, you're kind, and you're handsome. Let's not forget that. I said, so y'all just gonna step Katie in right into the Quinn role, because these are all the things Quinn was saying about him as well. So y'all just gonna put Katie in the role. Okay. And so she was telling him, he was telling her, like, you've been married, so you know what it is like to have someone to come home to, and all that. But Katie, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. So, anyways, they both say that, they're doing some flirting with each other about, he says, well, I kind of got with a girl last night and she kissed me and she was like, oh, that girl is forward and all that. And I say, oh, okay, let's move on. I listen, I'm not invested yet. They're gonna have to develop that a little bit more for me, because I'm just not invested in it yet. So then we see Hope and Liam says, man, you got in late last night. You were, busy. And she said, see, this is what makes me think Thomas fantasized about kissing her, and maybe he didn't, but Hope had no thoughts of it. You know what I mean? She didn't seem guilty. She didn't look guilty. She had no thoughts of it. So I said, well, maybe Thomas just fantasized kissing Hope and none of that was real. I don't know. But Hope says, you know how I get at the deadline and the press release and all that. And he said, yeah. And she said, because he was like, you didn't get to see your mom because you came in so late. And she says, I just texted her and she said we can come up to the house anytime we get ready to. So they was like, let's go. So then Brooke starts thinking back to when she had the vodka in her hand. And I said, the vodka's still there? Liam, you didn't take the vodka. How much willpower do y'all expect this woman to have? Okay. So he said, so Brooke is just thinking about how Liam told her, no, you shouldn't drink. And she said, I just want to numb the pain. And he says, this causes more pain, her drinking. And then Liam, Hope come in with Brooke, and Hope is just like, Mom, what happened? What went on? What's going on? And Brooke is still confused. She doesn't know why. She says he keeps expecting me to apologize for something or admit something, and I don't know what it is. She said, I have no idea why Ridge left me. And Hope said, well, maybe this is like when he moved to Eric's. She said, no, Hope, this is not like when he moved to Eric's. He's with Taylor. He wants to be with Taylor. He don't want me. He chose her. And they're just so confused. And then Hope gets a phone call from the school. And so Liam and Brooke talk, and he tells her, she says, did you tell Hope? He said, no. And he was like, how are you? And she says, I'm much better. It was a weak moment, but she's good now. And she thanks him for not telling. And he tells her, I'm here for you. Don't go to that. If you need to talk, I'm here. And I said, closer and closer they grow. So then Hope comes back and she says, what's going on? Like, was something else going on? And they said no. And she said, it feels like y'all are having a discussion. It was very private. What was it? And Brooke just plays it off like she's just so confused about Ridge. And so she's hugging on Hope. She says, I just don't know. Because Brooke's still crying and everything. And she's hugging on Hope because she's just couldn't. She just, this woman does not know why this man left her. She has no clue, and she won't have a clue until months from now, unfortunately. But Hope, you better stay around your husband. All right, guys, that was the Bold and the Beautiful today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for all new episodes of What Happened on the Soaps, the Bold and the Beautiful edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.